his main course for the competition.
So I'm going to take this up to my little mini Marcus Warings.
I really liked it when I tasted it. It looks so nice and tasteful and sweet. Scrumptious.
Scrumptious.
It shows you different kind of food that you haven't cooked before and different kind of flavours.
Because it's a really nice dish for everyone to share.
Do you think I've got a chance of winning the Great British Menu with that?
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Maybe we'll see.
After almost overwhelming encouragement, all that remains is for Johnny to extend a special invitation to Steve, Tunai and the children.
Mr. Pearce and Miss Hussain, thank you. Can we have a round of applause for them? Thank you. If I'm lucky enough to go through to the finals of the Great British Menu, if you would be my guest, I'd be proud for you to be there.
The honour, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's an honour to have you here today. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Nice to see you. Thank you, kids. Beautiful. Some of the food was absolutely spot on. That's exactly what the Great British Menu banquet should be about. Different people, communities, all coming together.
Back in the kitchen, all three chefs are focusing hard on their main courses. Lisa Allen's hoping to widen her lead with her barbecue beer can chicken. Bruno Birkbeck's aiming to satisfy with his hearty hay-baked leg of lamb and mini shepherd's pies. And Johnny Mountain's determined to climb out of last place with his saddle of lamb with summer vegetables, garlic espuma and truffles. Deciding their fates in the pressure cooker of the kitchen is former champion Marcus Waring.
Any one of these dishes has got it, but any one of them could be number one. It's really down to the individual chef now.
The chefs are desperate to cook at the People's Banquet, and they're pulling out all the stops. Johnny removes his stuffed saddle of lamb from the oven to rest. Bruno packs his marinated leg of lamb in damp hay to roast whole. And across the kitchen, Lisa brushes her tear and share bread dough with roasted garlic and olive oil. Any mistake could cost them a place before the judges on Friday. And with so much going on at once, the cracks are beginning to show.
That hay smell's going to affect my bread. You pinched my oven, Bruno.
Shocking, isn't it? Thought that was mine.
A close call that could cost Lisa valuable time and her lead.
If I had put my bread in there, the hay flavour could have, masked that flavour of the bread, which I didn't want to do at all, so I'm just glad I caught it at the last minute.
Luckily for Lisa, Johnny's the first to plate up today. He dresses portions of summer vegetables on top of his garlic espuma and dishes up his distinctive vanilla-flavoured potatoes.
Got a lot of vanilla in there, eh?
Yeah, it's got to be. It's pointless putting a flavour in there unless you're really going to kick it,
He then places the saddle of lamb on the centre of the board for his guests to carve.
Right, let's go. Have you got my plates, Betel?
I certainly have.
Good girl.
I'll let you put down first.
Here we go then. Oh, yeah.
Wow. You alright? You happy with that?
Yeah.
You don't sound it.
Yeah. Well, you never know with you. I'm happy, and me, I'm very happy. I'm always happy.
String on. You want everyone to tuck in?
Yeah, I want that. This is how I've always done it. Well,
Are you happy with that dressing? Tell me if I'm doing it wrong, Johnny.
I'd give you 4.
Should we go and try some?
Let's go. Good luck.
Come on, Johnny.
All right.
Johnny thinks he's made a rich celebration of a beloved roast lunch, but will his vanilla potatoes and garlic espuma appeal to Marcus's taste?
Why not the shoulder? Why the saddle?
Because I wanted to carry different flavours through. I wanted to give it the leanness of the meat, carrying the flavours of my addition to it. It's no good getting a great piece of lamb, putting it in the oven with a bit of hay around it.
Yeah, I think that fat... Because what we do is take most of the fat off and then bat it out.
Yeah,
it's
get it
quite
nice and crispy. Take all that sinew off there.
The potatoes, you happy with
I'm
those?
happy and comfortable with that. I like vanilla potatoes. I think it works quite well. It's not as bizarre as it sounds.
I'm not so keen on them personally.
I reckon a good old-fashioned roast myself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mix that vanilla, have a roast.
Put a spoon on the plate. Would you consider going back to gravy?
No.
Really?
No. With certain dishes, I'm really happy with this. Yeah. I'm really happy that it brings a new lightness to it.
Strong.
Quite strong, isn't it? Quite powerful.
And he's got a lot of flavours going on there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he has, yeah.
Whether they marriage up, the vanilla, then the garlic, then the truffle, and then went to the lamb. The question is, would it overpower it?
You're sitting in third place right now. Do you feel like you put something out there that could push you a little bit further up the table?
Wait, chef. Yes, yes. You never can tell with him. Trying to get a good mark out of him is blood out of a stone.
With the first round in the Battle of the Lambs over, the pressure's on Bruno to top Johnny's effort. But it's Lisa who's next to serve as she lifts the lid on her barbecue beer can chicken.
Oh, it's really taking on the colour.
Yeah.
So the malt is in here.
Yeah, there's a bit of malt in there.
What else is in that?
It's just a little bit of beer to let it down.
Okay.
You want you to get that, that beer flavour with it.
With the clock ticking, Lisa tops her summer bean salad with fresh herbs and pours chicken gravy into a washed beer bottle. Finally, she sits her beer can chicken upright on the serving platter and fills a basket with her garlic-topped tear and share bread.
Bruno, can you give us a hand, please, Bob?
All right, Bruno. We'll do all the work, mate.
Beer can chicken with beans and bread.
Are you happy?
Yeah, I think it's my interpretation of a banquet. I think, like you all said it when you smiled and laughed when it came up. And as long as it tastes good and that's what I'm after, is about people to have some fun.
Well, I'm going to go and try this. Well, let's go.
Lisa's paid close attention to the sharing brief, but is her barbecue chicken grand enough to merit a place at the People's Banquet?
You've got beer in the centre of it, haven't you?
Yes, that evaporates.
It evaporates and it starts to
and it's the sauce around the outside that you baste over the chicken and add into the gravy as well.
So the beer is a big thing for you on this one, in the cooking. It's so important.
It's nailed the party element, full stop. How's the taste? Tastes like chicken.
It's good, that, innit? That malt. Taste that malt.
Quite yeasty in the back, isn't it?
Do you think people will struggle carving that?
I think chicken's a familiar thing that people understand and they love it.
Because it can have a level of unsteadiness to it when you're carving something that is
stood up.
I was a bit worried about the bread when I felt it over there as it was on the resting rack. It felt quite hard to make, quite firm, but it's pretty perfect, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, it is.
Comfy garlic over the top is...
It's lovely, like, isn't it?
Any changes?
I think obviously I'd probably season those beans a little bit more.
When I first saw what she was doing, chicken and beans, I thought, she's off a tree, she's off a trolley. I thought, it's not going to show any of her cooking skills at all, but it does shine through, doesn't it?
She's going to get enough for high I reckon we should just do one, mate.
I'm not too sure if he thinks it might be too simple. My worry is that he thinks I should have gone the other way and more arty or a different dish, but I think at the end of the day, it's my interpretation.
Time for Bruno to fight back in the Battle of the Lambs. He's hoping his many accompaniments will give him the edge over Johnny. At the last minute, he pipes sage mash atop his mini shepherd's pies. And just as he's done for each of his courses, he serves some elements of his dish onto individual plates and not just a sharing platter. Crowning squares of boulangère potatoes with crushed peas.
Bruno has produced a couple of restaurant-looking plates. I think this one, he might be going for a different angle, you never know. It sort of seems to be a bit of both.
With time running out, Bruno places his mini shepherd's pies on a wooden serving block, along with peas and broad beans and his lamb sauce, before topping off his potatoes and peas with red cabbage.
Yeah, so do you want to give us a hand?
He enlists an extra pair of hands to help transfer his hay-baked lamb and all the accompaniments to the finish line.
You do the honours.
Smells wonderful, doesn't it?
Farmyard.
That smells amazing. This is big and bold.
Yeah, it's quite...
this is the Northwest boy coming out here.
Yeah, this is it. Yeah, definitely.
It's a
Think, Johnny?
I'm worried now. That's a Sunday lunch and half, that is, isn't it? That's proper.
Should we go and try some?
Yeah, fantastic. Thank you.
Bruno may think his lamb best represents the big and bold flavours of the Northwest, but does it have the wow factor for the People's Banquet?
It is a showstopper and it's just me really, a bit northern, so it's a good, honest plate of food.
What about the flavour in the lamb itself? It's a big flavour when it's in the pot, but it's actually quite mild when it's on the lamb.
Yeah, so it's not overdoing it. Yeah, it's more the smell and the theatre of it that I'm actually going for.
It's not doing it for me.
It's not.
I'm not being rude and I'm not just saying it. I think it's quite tough.
I think the garlic and the rosemary's taking the flavour of the hay away.
It does.
The sauce you made to go with the shepherd's pie, Are you happy with the flavour, the strength of it?
If anything, maybe it is just a little bit too sweet, and maybe reduce the amount of pork I actually put into it. That I would maybe change. Maybe I put shepherd's pie under the grill just to get a little bit of a finish, maybe crust.
Colour, yeah.
There's a lot of things going on here, though, isn't there?
There is, isn't there?
There's boulanger there as well, is there?
Yeah, and pea puree, pea crush.
That shepherd's pie is cracking. Absolute cracking.
That's lovely, that. Does he need the leg of lamb?
No.
Peas, shepherd's pie and gravy.
Done.
I think this is more close to the brace than the other two.
Yeah, this is maybe hit the note, really. I think I won the Battle of the Lambs. I think, you know, mine's theatre, it's a bit more sharing. It's Northern, it's Sunday, it's a big, honest plate of food.
All 3 tastings complete, the chefs must await the verdict. But which main course is spectacular enough to earn top marks from Marcus?
I think my worries now is that I need to get enough points with the dish to actually stay in that race, because if I get a low points and the boys get high points, then the race is on in the desserts.
Definitely nervous about waiting for the score, you know. It might be the last chance saloon, or you don't know. So it's one of them, isn't it?
If I get a poor mark, then that's it. I'm maybe on my way home.
Johnny, I want to start off with you. I thought the lamb was delicious. Carving it was fantastic, very easy. Interesting to see your change within a year. You brought some new techniques to the table. The spuma, the garlic spuma was very interesting. The potatoes for me weren't cooked enough. Didn't really get the vanilla. I don't know, it just doesn't work for me at all. I don't see the point of it personally. Lisa, I mean, I thought you created a real street food dish there, and I thought that the malt and the beer came across really well. The chicken wasn't overcooked. Criticism, could have done a little bit more salt. My only other concern would be it's a very difficult thing to carve when it's standing up like that. Bruno, you finally came to the party. I saw a big northern lad cooking there. I want the hay to enhance the flavour of the lamb, and I thought you did that really well. And that's where the garlic and everything else and the rosemary came to play with the lamb. My criticism of the shepherd's pie, I would have just maybe liked to have seen it minced and the gravy really thick and sticky.
Okay.
Johnny, for your Southdown lamb with summer vegetables and garlic and spuma, I'm going to give you 7. Lisa, for your barbecued chicken, summer beans and bread to share, for that I'm going to give you an 8. And for Bruno, for your hay baked lamb, mini shepherd's pie, and for that Bruno, I'm going to award you 8 also.
Thank you. Makes it interesting for dessert, yeah? All right.
So, after the main course, Lisa extends her reign at the top of the leaderboard with an overall score of 25. Followed in second by Bruno with a combined score of 21, and leaving Johnny in last place, falling further behind on 19.
2 points ahead of Johnny, not a big enough lead really, is it? So, got to pull a nice dessert out.
Now we're going into dessert, and they're not far behind me at all, so, you know, I have to really be on top of my game.
My sights are now firmly set on Bruno. Right now, Bruno's in my vision, and I'm going to take him down.
Tomorrow, the Northwest contest steps up a gear. It's their last chance to get to the judging chamber.
I'm incredibly nervous now, you know, it's that crunch point.
A mistake in the dessert course could be fatal.
It's split.
What are you going to do?
I'm going to have to do it again.
The chefs are fighting for survival.
There's 2 people going through and 1 going home. Who's he going to be?